When you tell me you're ready.
This meeting is being recorded.
Okay, perfect. So good morning. Good morning, everybody. So today is the second module of the maximizing your chance of being higher. I know that this material and the classes for today will be recorded by the coordinator. I say thank you to Tamer to record it and helping the students to see these informations, and the students might send the exercises to my email just in case they need to attend different classes. And today we will work in the module 2. Well, let me first remind you some the last exercise that we did it yesterday, that we're talking about personal assessment. And Tamer stated us some important questions about why don't students think in creative ideas. And creative ideas, well, opportunities sometimes are very easy, or they are more easy to find in the environment. However, what happened with the threats? It's a good question, isn't it, Tamer? The question that you state about it.
Yes, this was the main aim, is to use the analysis that you showed to us yesterday in order to find creative ideas.
Okay, I can hear well. Going to it. Okay.
Sorry. I mean, yes, this is the main aim of my question yesterday, is to use this analysis that you show to us in order to find creative ideas that can solve problem and threats in our society.
Yeah, that sometimes they need to stick to the threats, and we need to find creative ideas in order to jump these threats, in order to handle the threats. They might be by strengths or using your opportunities. All right. So it's a good example to understand. Look at this, for instance. We might look through the threats in this example. There is a high number of marketing professionals. So it means that the number of people are really high. Their technologies are changing a lot in this. This is one of the issues that people state in the class yesterday, and also about talking about technologies. So remember that here, in terms of to solve this project, we focus on this one. In this present, in this, I'm going to use this pen to look at this. For instance, this is the trying to link strengths and threats, or trying to minimize weakness and threats. So they are good strategies to overcome, for instance, our threats. So we need to think about these questions. How can you take advantage of our strengths and avoid real potential threats? So this is use your strengths to avoid potential threats. So in terms of your strengths, think about if you might diminish these threats with your strengths. In this example, for instance, I'm going to put in the example. From here, look at this photo, and look at the here, for instance, your strengths. So strengths, blogging for students is blogging. For content writing is very good for them. However, there are threats. They face to some threats. For instance, changing of technologies, or high number of marketing. Could you state me one strategy for that guy in order to minimize the threat through the strengths? So this is a good question for us. To there are a high number of marketing professionals or changing technologies, but trying to make this exercise for me, it's like some more idea about the when it comes of changing technologies are becoming more crucial to keep up. This is one of the threats. And this is my strengths. Look at the strengths. Like the strengths are very good on blogging. The content writing is quite good. It's excellent. Knowledge of social media is our best practice. So, do you think that there is a link with strengths and threats? For me, I'm trying to think about it, but however, I can't state an strategy in terms of so at home or here at class, you can do the same. Look at your strengths. For instance, you are focused on the knowledge of social media best practice. This is one strength for me, knowledge of social media best practice. So it seems to me that this guy, this student, has a lot of information about knowledge of social media. It seems to me that is a person that wanted to read. It seems to me apparently that is a person that like to read, like to get knowledge, like to be to catch up in terms of social media and the best practice. So this is my strength. Well, if I have good knowledge of social media or like to social media, the advantages of social media is very easy to explain. Social media involves that you can access to much people, you can get clients, you can get people in order to make them to do to show a product, to show some contents, to show to sell a product or sell a service, for instance, in terms looking for the benefits of the company. So this is very useful for someone that have knowledge of social media. So it's true that we face a lot of threats. One of the threats is the changing technologies are becoming more crucial. However, in terms of knowledge, we might see that these people like to have knowledge of it. So the conclusion, we might affirm that this student study the contents of social media. So by studying the contents of social media, you can get a lot of advantage. You can get a lot of information because social media, as TikTok, as LinkedIn, and also other social media apps show information about the technologies. So we might say that through this strength, that will be the CIS4, and we link with the threat T2, we might run a strategy. And a strategy was like this, for instance, by reading social media, I can learn about how the technologies are changing in my environment, around me, in my country, in my city, around me, according to my future job, my purpose job, or whatever I wanted to do. So through, for instance, reading the contents of social media, because I liked the contents, or have very contents, or I like to know about the information about social media. I can get information, and these informations might be useful for me in terms of overcoming the changing of technologies. Do you realize how this is an example in order to solve this threat in terms of technology? So to some extent, you need to profound, you need to immerse in your strengths, you need to realize what your strengths are very, very in not a quick moment, though very with a lot of time to profound in those ideas, in order to know the way to solve, to overcome, in this case, the threats. There is another issues in terms of changing technologies are becoming more crucial to keep up with. So we might say the same. The changing technologies are becoming more crucial to keep up. However, I can like, for instance, knowledge of social media. So it's true, for instance, I'm not very familiar, for instance, with TikTok. I'm not very familiar. I don't know if you are familiar with TikTok. Are you, some of you here, familiar with TikTok or not? Well, maybe, but people told me that through TikTok, professors, lecturers, or other people that want to show informations, they use these platforms to show the knowledge. So we might understand with how the climate change, we might understand what a SWOT analysis is, we might understand the abilities or capabilities to in terms of emotional intelligence, we can understand how to make a curriculum vitae. So there are a lot of information that is posted in these tools, and we might take advantage of it through the knowledge of social media. So the same. In this case, we might say knowledge of social media best practice. So changing technologies are becoming more crucial. The strategy, what it would be. So the strategy in order to link these strengths with these threats. We might say that through the technology, through the social media, for instance, in this case, I show you information. I put an example of the TikTok app. TikTok app entails for this guide informations about technologies. So through TikTok, you can learn about different technology that is on the media, and I can get these informations, I can get this knowledge, I can get the contents to technologies, to be familiar with technologies, and I can face the chain of technologies, right? So this is the question, to be more creative, and sometimes through your threats, how to be your strengths and link all of them. So this is good exercise for the people that I see are at home and are they can get this exercise also, and they can send by email. Okay, perfect. And today, apart from that, questions, no, it's clear. Well, apart from that, we will focus today on the well, this is finally a final question of personal writing and competencies. So we will see tomorrow. Tomorrow we will work on it, because I put this information's most common qualities employers through these skills, and we will see my tests about one of the skills of, for instance, leaderships or communications or emotional intelligence. So I will to show you some exercises about either leaderships or emotional intelligence. And today we will face to the second model of the model 2. And well, model 2 is divided in 2 parts. Maybe how to handle your curriculum vitae. Well, this is the question: how to make a curriculum vitae, how to carry out your own curriculum vitae. Maybe there are lots of people that have their own curriculum vitae. Indeed, there are different platforms to carry out different curriculum vitae or writing a curriculum vitae. Well, people sometimes ask me the questions if the curriculum vitae, the format, the curriculum vitae, the decoration, the photos, or whatever it is important or not important in terms of curriculum vitae. Because there are a great variety of platforms that tend to make a fantastic curriculum vitae only by entering the password, put your email or your email, for instance, if Gmail, or creating an account, and you have the right to be there. So remember that the more users they have these platforms, the more likelihood to get funds from companies that pay for them. So this is a business of this platform. So my point is to take advantage of it. But for me, you ask me the questions. For me, it's not relevant. It's not very relevant to have that the decoration, the photos, the pictures, the graphics, the colors, or something like that. Sometimes, to some extent, sometimes they can reject us. So for me, it will be neutral, but this is a personal opinion about it. Also, indeed, these platforms have have an opposite view about me, for instance. Or it's not the point. They say, well, you have a good format or curriculum vitae, you can take more advantages of take a job. Let me show you one example. When I was working in Madrid, a long time ago, I was studying in consultant, a human resource consultant. In that case, people is workforce consulting. So we hire people from to the companies. But apart from that, one of the main objectives, my goal was to training every people from different companies, especially seller people, or for instance, or trying to find good jobs for the question. Well, the story comes from, this is a very anecdote, but I wanted to share my information with you, but I think so it's available my experience, I know. So it was this, in this case, I wanted to monitor some manager recruitment. So we are not the principal major consulting. The major consulting was in Paseo de la Castellana, Madrid. Paseo de la Castellana Street is where the Real Madrid is. The Real Madrid club is there. The Madrid Stadium is there. So it's in front of, more or less. So it's a very, very important consulting. So I went to the consulting in order to make to support this major consulting. We have not access to this to hire these people. However, we start to see the futures, to see the candidates, and say our opinion. So I make some selection of people. I decided to say what is better, what is not better, according to my experience or whatever. So I put on the table, and then the mayor, the principal, the senior, the manager of the consultant started to make their own interviews. Well, I bet for one of the candidates. I went for the one candidate because for me it was very fantastic, no? But they start to see to the candidate, and then I realized they was rejected. And then they give me an opinion that how the candidate were rejected. And one of them because he was underlined by green. And this consulting didn't like the people that underline on green. Another reaction, another negative point was another guy put a photo very big, and he didn't like the way of this photo. They prefer normal. So sometimes people have prejudices about the candidate. So my idea is to have a format, a normal format, neutral format in terms of the curriculum vitae. Also in the interview, something happened when you have a ring, or you have a watch, or you have a tattoo, or you have a piercing, or you have something. So we have no aware what this candidate, with the interviewer, the employer, will think about it. So sometimes prejudices are in these persons, and this is what we wanted to avoid. Do you agree with this idea or not? You can use the chat if you want it, or well,
Maybe you can repeat this, Anton, again.
no, the idea was, you understand the idea that some extent the people have prejudices in terms of format or curriculum vitae. Okay, so that's the idea in terms of prejudices that you face to some extent when you are preparing a curriculum vitae, right? So that's the point to have. I think it's because I'm telling this information because this is about the model or two, the model curriculum vitae, how do you make a resume. And here you have a very, can you see these pictures? This is from here. Well, you click on there, I think so. I'm going to, this is on material of Tamer gives you, this is, there are four, I focus on four links that you can use. There are a lot of on the internet, however, I get in the most important. So these links I'd give you to you. They are not, you have not to pay anything about it. It's free. Also, what you need is an email, Google email or another account. You register very easy. If you don't want to register there, you can't use this link, this email, and you can take advantage of create your professional curriculum vitae in here. Okay. So I'm going to click for instance to share. So there's in terms of create, you can link here and then you can the number. This is an example of me. For instance, my curriculum vitae, personal vitae. And I'll give a name, photo, family, email, headline, phone number, address, postcode. Then you can add date of birth, place, civil status. So education the same. You can add the information about educations or employment as well. So the position, employer, the city, and descriptions. So the skills as well, they are important, and they add the skills, profiles, or achievements, for instance. So we this is a robot. This is artificial intelligence, and artificial intelligence is good for us because sometimes if we have no idea about it, we might take advantage of by using the artificial intelligence. So my point for this in my view, my perspective, so is that you can take advantage of it because I'm not. You like to use the first one, for instance, is your choice. Here there is another one, so free curriculum vitae. Click on there, and the presentation there after the exercise of today. In my exercise, you know that every module, every day, we need to work on different exercises. One of exercises for today is to create your own curriculum vitae. So this is the second one. Okay. Tree maker is another way to start building my curriculum, make a job curriculum in 15 minutes. Well, the same, you need to start by using your curriculum vitae here. So you can the same, start building, you start click on there, start building my curriculum vitae, and the artificial intelligence helps you. Start helping you by offering two choices: create a new resources or upload my current resumes. Okay, so it's up to you to upload it. You did it. in your laptop, you did it in, you are inside on a file or whatever it is, you can upload your credentials. So today, what we want to do is to create our resume, sometimes resume or curriculum vitae resume. So there are two names that you can use, and then well, here we say recommended. Okay, so then how much work experience do you have? None, 3 years, 3 years. We say none. Select your highest level, attend, you didn't graduate. So you say university. Still enrolled, you say, yeah, you're studying, yes, still enrolled there. So select templates, which are 3 models of 3 words or such. You can choose colors or formats or different colors or neutral. You see neutral, no color. I prefer no colors though. Because that's the idea what I mentioned, that the prejudice, the halo effect, the halo effect is the effect that the people have in terms of prejudices. Okay, halo effect, or sometimes halo effect is people don't like, for instance, colors. You hate green or colors, or because your education or some, and sometimes you prefer to be neutral. This is my idea, to focus on be neutral, right? So we choose only red, only colors, black and white. So it could be enough, because at the end of the day, what the trainee, the employer, is going to focus on the content, not never in the colors of different colors. This is my personal opinion as a consultant. You can agree or not. It's not the choice that I have the absolutely true in the world. Okay, but I can tell you about my experience when I faced different consultants and I saw the perspectives. And even though you can't say that a consultant or have not prejudices, sometimes, I don't want to say 100%, but those people, even though you can think that a consultant have prejudices, okay? And this is something that's inevitable because it's part of education, and the consultant hates the colors or something like that because whatever it is. So I prefer that you have to be neutral. Neutral involves only color black and white. They are the colors that you use. However, you decided, well, I don't agree or tal. So this is my recommendation. Well, that's fantastic. Skip this step, recommended template for current steps, or skip this, then contact session. These informations will be placed. So first names, I put Antonio here, or this is my name, for instance. So this is my name. This is here in this first name. Well, look at this. This is Antonio is here. Okay, so this is my name. Well, so you can't use it by filling the gaps and take advantage of the resume of the professional curriculum vitae. So it's fantastic that you have another way in other presentations. Create your curriculum vitae now. This is, well, click here, and the same for simple step to your winning curriculum vitae. You just pick a template, use a spare plate, and pick it, and you decide to create. So the point for these examples is, what do your resume look like? Color or color, this color or whatever, depends on, or like this. when then I most popular. So what I'm saying before is that artificial intelligence might help you. Is choose a template and create a new resume. I already have resume the same, create a new one, continue editing, and then finish this report. Okay, this is my name. What is the best way? This is my curriculum vitae. Well, with information, this is my address, my email, motivated sales associated with 5 years who do our schemes. Well, there are some of them are not sales expected. Well, I put an example, science economics, University of Valencia, of schools economics. Well, so another way to set it, city is another way to more, it's not very complicated to do that. So I prefer this one. That is what they're talking about, this finalize. Well, it's up to you to decide which is your best way to do the curriculum vitae. Questions so far? Any comments about it? Have you done the curriculum vitae yet or not? Well, it's good now. It's a good opportunity to carry out these exercises for the people that they are attending this exercise for today. And then, well, for the people that outside, so one of the exercises in this example for today, for carry out this course, is one of the exercises that I wanted to share. Is about it to make your own curriculum vitae and make your recommendation card, cover letter that we show you later. So this would be one of the exercise for today for the module 2. In this here module 2, you go Tamer uploaded these documents. For instance, is stating your curriculum vitae. Okay? This is your resume and cover letter of one job which offered you the chance to get hired. So it's time to send me your curriculum vitae according to this artificial intelligence platform. You can use it or by so. For me, what is worth it at the end of the day is the contents of the course, how you offer this information to someone that wanted to read. It's not, I reinforce my idea that it's not about the colors, it's not about the formats. What you wanted to do is to put these information in a proper way that when someone reads your information, you can catch the attention for the people. So this is the idea to work in this session for today.
Anton,
Well,
I have a question regarding
yes.
the CV in general. Sometimes I get a request from students or junior colleagues who has no long experience, and they wrote like 6-7 pages of blah blah blah, has no meaning. So
Yeah.
if they I think they try to write, like, make a big CV in order to show to the hiring committee that I have a large CV with 6 or 7 pages. But actually
Yeah.
this 6 or 7 pages is just blah blah blah. So do you have a recommendation for a junior researcher or students who has little experience, that when they start to write their CV, it will be just 1 page or 2 pages? Is this the problem?
It's a good question, Tamar. It's a good question. It's very crucial question that you said, because it's vital in terms of curriculum vitae. And the module of today respond to one of these questions. To one of those questions for students that they are attending here, students that they are and will be connected when the classes will be recorded and do the exercise for them. And this is my piece of advice. Indeed, we now in 5 or 10 minutes, we will start by doing which sort of curriculum vitae is better for you or not, depending on the circumstances. Tamer said that, Antonio, what happened when a student will have a lot of experience in education, have experience, have received, make have a lot of experience in training, has a lot of experience in master or whatever, but in terms of experience, is a big lack of the gap is not filled. There is not any comments in terms of experience. And what happened was someone have no idea about experience, and they say, what in terms of scientific, according to the curriculum vitae that we saw before, you say, well, I'm going to put in blank, I'm going to say it because I have no idea. Then when a reader, the employer, saw it, live with it, they say, well, it's training is quite good, education is perfect, is excellent, but in terms of experience, nothing. This guy hasn't read, hasn't comment anything. My honest opinion is not about lying. The people, they say, well, going to lie, I'm going to show you some information. Not at all, because sometimes it's not good. Later or more early, people ask you questions about jobs or wherever, and you can fail because it's a good interviewer reinforce the idea very term on job, and you need to know about the job. So it's not my recommendation for lying, to inventing things, because sometimes in terms of referral, when it comes to referral, you have a lack with someone referral. So it's not the point to encourage students to do that, because when you ask for referral, it's maybe a big lie. So this idea, I'm going to postpone the idea to we're going to explain later in terms of the curriculum, and I re-explain the point of time with his permission. And now not to advance this information, then in 10 minutes I will explain. Well, so let's start by first of all telling you about the curriculum vitae, how the curriculum vitae. Well, keep it single, structural, succinct, significant is one of the best advice for me. And so to be simple, structure, concise, succinct is the same like consist, and significant would be one of the most important. Look at the curriculum vitae, because this is very neutral, the color red and the color black, the bullet point, you can use bullet points. Sometimes people know bullet points, well, if you wanted to use, it doesn't matter for me. Sometimes not said. Space is very important to read it, very easy. Look at the letter. I don't want it to be that the letter might be very, very high, but not very teeny. And sometimes it's strange, but older people have to be presbycia. Presbycia is when you lose the capacity of read. You are losing when you are older. So this is very common in me now. And now I lose my view, but this is very normal. I need to use glasses. So this is important to the people, to older people. I would say older people, because sometimes they are younger people, but the people you need to take in account it in terms of the letter. Sometimes you use glasses as well, that's true, and the people that, however, keep in mind when it comes that students make a very teeny letter, trying to complete all the information in a paragraph. So I don't recommend it, because sometimes it create affects you in terms of read it. Okay. So as a curriculum vitae asks, there are personal details, qualifications, employment history, professional development, training courses. So personal details, qualifications, employment history, professional development. So there are some of the issues that you need to focus. Well, personal details, I think is, well, for my point of view, I think it's very understandable. Put the name, put your home address, telephone number. Remember, telephone number that you can reliably be contacted. Your email address that you currently use. Sometimes people, students, put emails that they didn't see at all because they have 4 or 5 accounts number. Take cautions with numbers that they are very fashionable. All right, I know that people like to put names on the email, put name is in order to be fashion, in order to be trendy, you know. And take a caution on it because the same prejudice, we are not aware about the effect, how effect of the people. So try to be neutral with a mail address, maybe your name, your number, your surname. If you didn't find, you don't register yet the number and you need to add some numbers, is allowed. But names like, I don't know, I don't know, but I don't want to, well, fashionable numbers, I don't say. I remember a mail address and say, Superman 1990, or have memories about, say, Cat 1950. No, Doggy 45, Anton Doggy 45. These names, well, sometimes there are a great vast majority of people that don't realize about it, that don't focus on it. They say, well, this is something, and I'm going to pass it, I'm going to focus on context, but other people might create the halo effect of these prejudices. So take caution on it. So name, you want it to be known, name, and Mr. or James, Edward, Harold. Well, in terms of English, Mr., Mrs., James Bright, and this is very formal in order to use this. So I think it's not very complicated. Well, here I will explain here in terms of Spain. So my approach in terms of Spain is different in England. For instance, when you are not allowed to put the sex, you're not allowed to put the when you burn, the data that you were born. You are not allowed to put your photo. You are not allowed to put the sex. You are not to put a civil register. You are married, if you are divorced, or whatever it is. In Spain is different. Spain is different. People wanted to know you are the age. People are allowed. People want to know the photo. People want to know the register in terms of married or divorced, or you are separated. So there are data that sometimes is not forced to put in the curriculum vitae. You are not forced to put it. However, it's sometimes for companies are recommendable because they wanted to know more than that. They are not a legislation. I miss some legislation about it. I miss legislations that, for me as a personal, my perspective is that the legislation must reinforce the idea that these data, these informations, shouldn't be put in the curriculum vitae because it's not vital for the job. So this is my perspective, and the regulations must be required to support this idea. Well, education. This is what education, whatever it is, highest postgraduate qualifications, master's, PhD subject, university degree, the subject, university, secondary schools qualifications, whatever it is. So the most recent, more currently, through the most older education. It's not necessary for people, students ask me questions about if I need to put the questions about my college marks, my college grades, also in primary, secondary school. So it's not relevant for me to put this information in terms of this. However, for instance, in South America, it's important. So I would say it depends on you. I have a good memory going to South America a long time ago, and Chile, Santiago de Chile, and I was working as a consultant there. And I have a good memory when I start working in a consulting, and I give my curriculum vitae to my boss. I sent 3 pages, no more than 3 pages. I think so. And then the manager came and told me, what is it? This is my curriculum vitae for keeping in the data record to record it, and this is my curriculum vitae. You shouldn't send this information with 3 pages. I need at least 15 pages. What? Yes, because the curriculum vitae, you need to explain more. And how I explain my curriculum vitae, I put the most important information. Yeah, but you didn't put information about your grades in primary school, secondary school, and whatever it is. So my God, I need to. I go to my father, my mother, and say, Mom, have you my grades from when I was a kid or something like that? So something is very shocking, but depends on the country, depends on the city. Something that's it was a long time ago, but depends on the people. Sometimes they are in South America. It's more relevant to put more information about the curriculum. But now for Europe, for my perspective, my point of view is that you need to be concise. You need to be concise in terms of the qualifications, master or wherever it is, and focus on what I explain later. Work story, days, employer, your responsibility, your achievement. A quick question for Tamer said before, they say, what will happen when it comes not to have employers' work story? Yeah, it's true. Well, there are other ways to do that. We say that there are 3 short of curriculum vitae. I will show it later when we talk about chronological curriculum vitae, functional curriculum vitae, and hybrid curriculum vitae. So I will focus bet for the second one that I will explain better. It's a different approach to explain it when someone, so depends on you, depends you have a lot of experience, you might use one. Depend you have no experience, you have the other one. And you have in the middle some experience, but not at all as a very senior persons, you might use the third one that is called a hybrid curriculum vitae. So this is the dates, employees' names, responsibilities, and this is on red. On red, you can see your achievements. What achievement? And this is what I want to today to work in the idea of achievements. What achievement? This is the first exercise for today to work on it. And let me now, before entering the exercise of today, that every curriculum vitae might be different. That this is another recommendation for the people. It's true that that curriculum vitae is easier when you decided to go to these apps, as the artificial intelligence app in creating a curriculum vitae. You take advantage, you benefit from them, and you create your own curriculum vitae. And then you decided to send everywhere, every number or wherever. So this strategy is not making good. It's not a good strategy in terms to attach the people. So what is recommendable? Well, my recommendable, if you ask by myself, I would say the recommendable is to know you, because there are a lot of 100 curriculum vitae. So the first alternate strategy is the factory, the company is very near your neighborhood, or is not very short distance from you. You can't send this curriculum vitae face-to-face. Okay, it's an university. It's an university. You want to work in an area, so try to talk to this guy and send this information face-to-face if it's possible. Sometimes it's not possible, and say the recommendations is to send me by email. Well, by email, so you need to be different. And being different involves changing your achievement or focusing on your achievement. That's in a study of recruiters so that the people sometimes have the same level of knowledge. It's not about a level of knowledge. It's not about the marks. It's not about the grades that people achieve. It's more about talking about achievements, and achievements say was rated more highly by recruiters. And this is where is the idea that a candidate must be focused in order to impress the people. Always you need to focus on achievements in order to do that. And what is an achievement is one question. What is an achievement? Well, achievement is what you did it in a job, what you did it in a school, what you did it in the university, what you did it in a association, in non-lucrative association organizations. So there are a lot of organizations. Maybe they are not companies. However, you take advantage of it, because some extent it's not the complete response to Tamer said, but sometimes we focus too much on what the company is, and trying to think about the experience about the company, and we realize that we have no experience in companies because we are very younger. We have not at all the grades. We are not we have not experience in that area. So this is the reason that we haven't been hired by the company. So there are a lot of issues that shows us that that experience is important. However, we can't access to these informations because these circumstances. And this is a good problem for us. This is a good question to ask yourself, what I might do? What I might do if I have no experience, I can't work. However, because I can't work, I'm not working, I am not getting experience. So this is it's like an spiral. An spiral is like a hurricane that a tornado that is around you and around you and around you. However, it finished. So in order to finish it, to decide to stop it, this hurricane tornado, it seems to be to look for more our details, the data that you in terms of achievement. Because sometimes, to some extent, people didn't work in the past. However, they might get advantage about achievement. And achievements in every place. We're talking about more skills or capabilities that you achieve in any organization. When you say any organizations, we talk about non-lucrative organizations. Maybe perhaps you are a person that have very solid solidarity capability or skill that you wanted to help people, and you decided to work in an NGO as a voluntary, and you decided to help people. So when it comes to doing that in a non-lucrative organizations, you are making a job. So think about it, but this is very important. And that's for sure that the people that they are employers or the manager or employers know about it. So they can know that you are younger and the experience is not going to be massive, not very extensive. However, you wanted to show which achievements you got it when you worked in these organizations, in non-lucrative organizations. This is an example, but I think so that is very understandable for everybody that you can't benefit of this achievement. And what I might do in NGO, non-lucrative? Well, I have a good, for instance, I could show you the example in order to think about it. I help people. I try to communicate. I was in the restaurant, or I was in the cafe, in the water giving, making coffee, serving coffee to the poor people, to the people that have not that wanted to ask for people. Or I help them to show the bathroom. I help them to learn for reading, because some of them, they have no idea for reading. So I learn, I make my own class. I decided to run my own class for learning these people English, for teaching English, for these asylum seekers. They look for, they wanted to take more advantage in other countries. So this is some examples. When you decided to entrepreneur these activities, these capacities, to put in mind, to create a class for learning English, for helping here for asylum seekers, or for poor people, or helping to serve coffee for them, you are showing a lot of capabilities, you are showing a lot of skills. We are talking about communications, you are talking about the capacity to solve a problem. And to solve a problem, in that day, you solve the problem. So you are solving problem, you have the capacity of solving problems by yourself doing that. So these measures are very appreciated with the people. So next time, don't diminish your self-esteem when it comes to show that you have no experience in the past, but you can take advantage with other activities. Making this is an example that I state about an NGO. However, we might find another examples when you just to go to the, I don't know, sport activity, sport group, sport association, for instance, and you decided to do groups or participate in activities on group, or you run this activity for the people of run, and how you do that, how you solve the problem, how you cope the threats, how you cope with the problems, how you face the threats, and how you solve it. Well, example on an achievement in winning, we saw winning a customer service award, improving profits, introducing a profitable product, increasing the number of cars, reducing the turnaround, and increasing the increasing the reliability of service. Look at these achievements, because all of them are in infinitive: winning, improving, introducing, increasing, reducing, and increasing. So it's better in terms of achievement, use the infinitive rather than conditional. So, but what involves a conditional? Do you know an example, someone that is in the chat, that tell me what's the difference between a conditional and when it comes to show the achievement in infinitives? What is the point? Someone that wanted to respond, I'm going to leave in the presentations. Here, maybe infinitive is more. Do you know the question is, how the question is, which is the infinitive, or which is the conditional?
What's the conditional?
Conditional is talking about a good go to. Conditional is to state in terms of conditional more than infinitive. So which is preferable? Well, do you understand? For instance, I'm going to put in the message, for instance, achievements, increasing, for instance, is more is infinitive, okay? And sometimes the student people tend to write conditionals, using the good, for instance, or might. So we might say when you try to do two verbs using might or infinitive, it's better to use infinities rather than conditional, because conditional involves probability.
Yep.
Okay. And sometimes people, because don't want to discuss and don't want to be unpolite, use the good, and it's better in terms of achievements, say infinitive, what you did it, okay? But not terming in conditional, right? More powerful. So that's the idea, okay? Well, looking for the question of the achievement for today, let's have to show you some examples and exercise. This is what we show later before. And then, well, this is all of them. So it's important for me, achievements are very important in terms of employment, it doesn't matter that it's an employment, it involves, it's an organization, it's a group of people, it's a participation activity, participation socials, social groups, in whatever it is, you can put in practice your social. Also, there are people that wanted to stick to the social media, and they decided to create a blog, and but a blog that has not to do with the object of a company, right? Maybe it's a hobby blog about guitar, it's a hobby cuisine, it's about sports, or it's about fashion. And because you are very stick to these hobbies, you decided to create a blog, and a lot of followers comes, and a lot of what you show the questions about it. For me, it shows, for me as a consultant, it shows that you have a lot of capabilities to do something. It solving problems, you are entrepreneur, you are skills like entrepreneur are facing, solving problem, selling skills, selling skills, in terms of you, by showing this contest, the people and showing interest about what you said. So selling activities, selling view are stating when you comes to making a blogging. How you communicate yourself, communication by solving questions to the people, to the followers, paying them, or increasing the number of followers, or not, or whatever it is. So we need to focus more on our strengths, because sometimes we do believe that in terms of not having strengths or not have experience, we need to focus more in skills or capabilities, to show that another way to be attractive, to catch the attention for the people that read our curriculum vitae. And this is one exercise for today. The first exercise of today, you have two examples of achievement. The first one, employment story, and employment story B. Okay, look at the photo. And this is Trinity Mutual Ltd. Key responsibilities include all of the aspects, with 25 staff across 4 departments. Employment story, Trinity is a man. So the point is, which is better, A or B? Look at the A before, because executive director with key responsibilities. includes master with 25 staff across 4 departments, including marketing, client administration, system, and accounting. So it seems to me that this executive, which we understand, is executive director. Okay, so Trinity Mutual Master, and this is the key responsibilities. Includes the master trust, 25 staff across 4 departments, including marketing, client administration, in charge of 25 people and 4 departments. Okay, so it's not bad, it's quite good. However, you compare to the other one, the B, employment story. So we did is different. Trinity Mutual is a major insurance agency which operates in Europe-wide. Secretary Trinity Mutual Master from March 2010 to present. Look at the key responsibilities. So they are different between Trinity Mutual. It's a major insurance agency which operates Europe-wide. Okay. So they say that, well, they add the information that, well, it's not Trinity, it's a major insurance agency. So try to get the achievement. But what is crucial is to see how we add the achievements, add my achievements in the curriculum vitae through the achievement. And the achievements said that included successful relocations of the administrations, accounting systems, areas from external suppliers and to head office. Okay, this is my achievements, included successful relocations of the administration's accountings, suppliers to head office. What is the difference between A and B? Which is do you see any difference between A and B, or what is better for you, A or B, in terms of curriculum vitae?
I think A is more condensed. B has more information about the company and the major achievement.
Yes, that's correct. I couldn't agree more.
Mm.
In that idea that they add more information about the achievements that this person success in terms of the relocation of the administration systems and suppliers to head office. So this explanations is an achievement, as I said before, by telling us successful relocations of the administrations, areas from external suppliers to head office. So in terms of this is a strategy, in economy, we talk about relocations of the administrations. It's a strategy that is called survival strategy, but this is Spain business economics. I don't want to profound on it, but it shows that some companies make relocations of the people, all right? Indeed, the Corte Inglés in Spain are doing it, okay, are taking. So when it comes to talk about Corte Inglés, are you familiar with the Corte Inglés? The Corte Inglés is a very store in Alicante, in Spain. So we talk about relocation, and trying relocation is a strategy. You say including successful relocation of the administrations, contents, areas from external suppliers to head office. What you see shows this candidate? For us, what is the result? Well, successful relocation of the administration involves a lot of time. Successful regulation of the administrations involves a lot of effort. Successful relocation of the administrations involves in the company, because you are very stick to the numbers of the company, and by doing so, it seems to us perhaps you get good numbers, you offer good numbers from the company. So this is very, when it comes to read it, and when you read it, the first one, you say, well, it's another candidate. It's one more. Yeah, it's true that 25 staff for the department is not bad, but showing the major achievements, in terms, for instance, relocation, shows that it's a person, it's a candidate that is worried in the numbers of the company. Is worry, is concerned. This person is concerned about the troubles, the worries of the companies in terms of numbers, in terms of financials, in terms of funds, in terms of the efficiency of the company, efficacy of the company, and so on. So if I read it, I say, oh, I like this guy. I like this guy because we have a problem in this area and we need someone to relocate the people from external supplier to this area. So I like this idea. Perfect. Very nice. Very nice. Very good. Very good. Another issue about apart from these achievements, that is something that you need to put in your agenda, to practice every time, practice your achievement. Every time you think about an achievement, think about it, including in your curriculum vitae through these numbers. Avoiding sometimes at night to avoiding artificial intelligence. The problem with artificial intelligence apps, the problem with them is that they say the same ideas. And if there are thousands of students that copy these ideas, when the achievement is done, sometimes artificial intelligence helps you by showing different statements with different achievements, and you can copy it, you can copy in your curriculum vitae. The problem with it is that a lot of a vast majority of students that go to this app maybe copy the same idea as you. And this is a problem because when the employer read this curriculum vitae, they say, oh my God, another one that copy the achievement from the this app. Okay, so app is for helping you, for take advantage to know what achievement is, but then you need to remodel to tailor your curriculum vitae in order to own achievements, not about the achievements of the artificial intelligence app. So let's start by looking for another issue that is very important, that we talk about facts, numbers, and other achievements. So facts. And this is another example. Look at this, talking about facts, numbers, and other achievements. And look at the sample A, and look at the sample B. It's about a marketing manager who have a good experience about a year. Key responsibilities include product development, maintenance, marketing, and entire range of division. And the other one is the same. It's more similar, but with a slight difference or great difference. So key responsibilities include product development and maintenance, marketing, communications of the entire products range of the divisions. During this time, sales rose by 40% compared with 5% rise average in the area. So what is the difference between A and between B?
B include more information, and for me, I like B more.
Yeah, for what's
Give
your point?
because it's give more information like numbers, like during this time sales rose up 40%. This mean he give evidence.
Okay, exactly. So that's the idea, the evidence that you show in terms of this candidate. They show evidence by showing data, by showing information, by showing exactly the percentages in terms of 30% or 5% rise average in the area. So compared to that, they say, well, I get 40%. However, the average area is 5% rise. So, or in order to compare to the average area is 5%. However, about my sales get 40%. So this is another issue to add data, to add numbers, to add figures, percentages when it comes to explaining your curriculum vitae. Another example, It's another example. You say something about I'm a very good communicator. Is this correct? Why? And the other one is I'm a person who generates trust with customers, which allows the company to increase the client portfolio over 20% in 2022. This is data and set it in the curriculum through the achievement section. So we might say that when it comes to explaining yourself, you say very good communicator. Well, so it's very why you are a very good communicator. Okay, what involves good communicators? And what a good communicator, you say it will increase over 2%. And this is the same that you can't move on or you can't compare to when you are working in NGO or instead of a company. To some extent, we have a lack of experience. However, we have experience in other areas and you take advantage of it. What do you do? If I'm helping asylum seekers for any circumstances, I might say that, well, I increase the number of asylum seekers get profound information about English. Asylum seekers might get the certification of B1 to get these certifications, or how many people were integrated in a course, for instance, for helping people to find a job. Okay, sometimes these NGO organizations work try to put these asylum seekers that very common, for instance, Ukrainian people, how these organizations help together. There are a group of people, volunteer people that help these Ukrainian people, for instance, to learn Spanish as a group. And there are people that so some student might say, well, I in the group, I'm trying to explain Spanish to these people, explain how do you spell. So this information, when you have this entrepreneur activity to run ideas, to grow, to help people to communicate, they are very good achievements, even though there is not a link, despite there is not a link with the normal experience in companies. I'd encourage you to put these achievements in the curriculum vitae, because by showing it, you can show to the employer experience, you can show that you have good skills, you can hold that you have good entrepreneur ideas, you have that you have what ability to solving questions, solving skills, and so on. Well, you have experience accompanied by achievements and results, not functions. This is another important. Instead of putting functions, I work in it, is more important to buy achievement and results. Well, well, here you have the correct answers, the incorrect example, no? Carry out computer maintenance. I wouldn't say incorrect examples, but maybe it could be more, you can improve it. Answering calls on emails, achieve sales in the company, my care responsibility was promised work. So they are very normal functions that we tend to use in the curriculum vitae, but you need to reinforce the idea that achievements are better through data, time, information about numbers. And here is different. When you say I managed to serve with excellent satisfactions, an average of 20 daily users, or give preventive maintenance to a total of 15 computers, I got excellent customers service, or wherever it is. I won the 27 bestseller of the year, participates in the team. Well, this shows the first one, I managed to serve with excellent certifications of 20 daily users. So do you know the difference between the first one and the second one? When you say I carry out computer maintenance, what is the difference between I carry out computer maintenance and the first one? Do you have the difference about first one and the second one? Well, here we talk about the data, no? 20 daily users or 50 computers. I got excellent customer service. I want it one. or wherever it is. Well, that's the idea for today. In 10 minutes, I will take a break, and about 20 minutes, more or less, and then before 10 minutes before the time was, if someone wanted to ask questions, it's up to you. If not, so I divided the break in 15-20 minutes in 10 minutes, and then we retake these final exercises in terms of doing the curriculum vitae. And taking your curriculum vitae, it shows that the first one is chronological curriculum vitae. Okay, this is the first one. It's a chronological curriculum vitae, functional and hybrid. Well, chronological curriculum vitae is the most common curriculum vitae. It's still that people use. It's very common in order to put the more scholarly activity and then put the back on the other side. It's called the reverse chronological curriculum vitae. It's very typical in people that have a lot of experience, and the most recent training or the most important currently jobs is at first, and then the oldest jobs are in the back. So they share in this by doing this statement, this norm. Well, here I put the information about what is a chronological regime. For me, chronological and reverse chronologicals, you need to do brief explanations of each job. It's very most relevant for higher managers. So in terms of have good experience, you are a person that has good experience, a candidate that have good experience on this. So I encourage you to do chronological regime. Imagine someone that has a lot of experience in academic area, in research or whatever. So it's better to use chronological regime. Okay? Someone that stick to an activity for a long time is very useful for using this reverse chronological instead of others. Well, this is, I'll show you some examples about reverse chronological resumes. So this is the contact informations, resume, objective, what is your objective, work experience, education skills, additional skills. Well, this is a chronological resume for people that have an extensive work story. So ask your question, you have an extensive work story. Maybe perhaps students, your work story, because you are very young, you have not as much as extensive work stories you like it. So maybe perhaps your resume are not as extensive as you like it. So this is not good for you in terms of you have a lack of experience in these areas, not very recommendable for those people. This is only decided is focused on people that have extensive work story. You can use it, but for a candidate, for an employer, it's very, maybe you show a lot of gaps, and you need to reinforce with a lot of explanations about what happened in your gaps. You have a lot of gap because you decided to change to other job for other jobs. So you need to explain in what reason what happened, okay? Here is the same. We can have the perspective of Spanish culture and United States culture or British culture, for instance. I would put 3 examples. But Spanish culture is different. Spanish culture, the people, the entrepreneur likes that, well, they wanted to be a continue to the same job, continue to the same activity, continue to the same work, it's a good deal. It's a good deal for any candidate. No, when you decided to move to another idea to work, so people might ask you what happened. It's understandable in terms of job, but when you are older, not older, but you have more experience, these jumps, ups and downs with different activities, they can't. You need to explain it what happened in your career, what you decided. Maybe it's because you are forced to do that because no employment was in your local country, local city, and you decided to get this job because you need to make your living, to make your living, and there are not any alternative to do that. However, in other countries compared to United States, different. It doesn't matter that you can work. Today you are working as a manager, and the people need to work in a coffee shop. And it doesn't matter you find some manager working in a coffee shop, and then come back to the manager in other company. It's not a point for telling why you decided to work in a coffee bar when you are a manager or something like that. So there are no point in it. They understood that the life is life. You need to change. You need to work. You make a living, and making a living, and that's the idea. I know you agree with this idea or not. Well, chronological resume structure is education, certifications. Well, this is the resume structure: education, certification, special skills, previous experience, about the points that I mentioned before. And here is the last example for before having a break for today. I'll give you 20 minutes for going to the toilet, have a coffee, or relax. This is the example of a curriculum vitae for people that are attending today, for people that when this lesson will be recorded and they can opportunity to read and to listen to me and the people in the audience. This is an example of the chronological curriculum vitae. Okay, you look at this. The first issue about the experience, about the education. So this is divided in summary by explaining about you. Sometimes remember that candidates, employer need to read a lot of curriculum vitae in a day, maybe 40 per day, 40 curriculum vitae, 60 curriculum vitae, 70, more than 100. There are a lot of curriculum vitae you need to read. So this is a way to make a career summary, to stick to the time, to stick to the more important data. So 7 years experience with technology. So I think it was very good, strong team player experience. Team player is very important. As I said before, for students, when they say team player, I don't know if Samaris agree or not, but as a professor, they say when the people decided team working, they say, I like to team working, I like team working, oh, fantastic, team working, oh, fantastic. And then after 3 months working in teams, they decided to complain. Oh my God, this student hasn't done yet the exercise that we share. We have no idea if they contact or not. And we need to leave. I'm going to do it alone or something. So we might say that team player experience, team working is very difficult. Okay. Professional experience, you say company name, city. Here the achievement. Look at this. This is professional experience. Is the currently December, and then November, and this is October 2016, and December 2017. Present and now in the past. And look the achievements achievements, or this is the functions, manage the team employees to ensure attended, delegate the different customer service duties, and to ensure fast operation, whatever. Here they put achievement in another gap. You draw customer satisfaction up to the 96%. I'm going to make it bigger because it's important to see this one, if I can. Okay, try to. Okay. So look at this. I like this photo about what is a curriculum in terms of achievement. Satisfaction up to 90% and relations to 90% by improving customer service representatives performance. So look at the questions, the way to communicate yourself is very positive. Never use negative comments in a curriculum. You need to change your mind, to use your positive glasses, and you is improving customer. Look at the data, 90%. Draw customer services up to 90%, 96%. This is very common, for instance, in professors, when they say, well, my achievement, no, so look at the ratio of the people, how the people, students rate you, and sometimes you have a good grade, 90%, 97%. You say, well, it's very normal, not that normal at all. This is more than excellent numbers, so you need to show it in your curriculum vitae. We say your achievement satisfactions of the people. The quality standards here, enhancing phone quality standard, achieve quality standards, and the use of some tools. Well, then the same, another company, 2,000 managers identify, ensure customers, achieve excellent customer, maintain excellent customer experience for products by achieving KPIs. Maybe you can reinforce the idea by putting some numbers or whatever it is. The same here, achievement, the other one, look at this, is more news than the other one. And here we have the skills about, this is something that we, after the break, we study to focus, but it's the most important, this is curriculum vitae more for students. So after the break, I want you to reinforce the idea of the chronological, the functional curriculum vitae, okay? And because I like these explanations about this functional curriculum vitae, because functional curriculum vitae is more chronological, but functional curriculum vitae is very is a curriculum that is entails a good perspective for students. Okay, this is more satisfy the needs of the students more than chronologicals, because of the lack of experience sometimes. Right, this is what Tamer say. Oh, what happened with what occurs with some students send a curriculum vitae but have a lack of experience about these areas. So the solution is to show the next curriculum vitae that's explained after class, after the break, that is more about what is called functional. So here skills are very important. Look at the skills. My skills, my technical skill, my certificates you wanted, professional competences, skill, great problem solving, communication skill, strong interpersonal skill, strategic planning skills, professional competences, experience with databases, excellent project managers, proven experience. So professional is different of skills in terms of your career, what skills have you realized, put in practice here, technical skills, for instance, and skills. Finally, educations and reference. Reference is not necessary to put names. However, you say available. They are available. You decided to know my reference, my referral. So it's up to you. So I'm going to give you a break for 20 minutes. I think so. You go to have a coffee to they say, Hannah says, I have a question regarding the achievement part, what I can do if I work for 10 years as a hospital pharmacist with no achievements, because I am going to dispense medications, but I have shift my career to entrepreneurship. So how can I mention achievements, especially when you shift the career? So as it's a good question. Before we were going to the break, it's regarding the achievement part. Or I worked 10 years at a hospital pharmacist with no achievement because I just only. So I don't. My point in terms of Hannah said, they say, well, I have not achievement. Well, achievements is everything. So I would say, but to mention achievement, maybe even though you, despite you have to attend people, maybe you can find achievement on this. So because we need to, achievement, sometimes we misunderstand achievement is. We misunderstand achievement by saying this is something that we achieve. Indeed, they are. But sometimes achievement for me is something that you achieve in the daily basis. For example, if someone help you to medication, when you said for you're in a hospital pharmacist, regarding 10 years the hospital fund with no achievement. Well, say what you do in the hospital achievement. What achievement you did it in a hospital fund? That's for sure that they are massive, okay? Massive terms, communication, helping people to create, to solve problems. So for me, this is achievement. Then you said, because I just only dispense medications, but by doing so, maybe you can get achievement as well. When you, in terms of share medication, you need to talk to people. You need to complain people. You need to solve complaint. For me, it's very important when someone complains and you can cope with the stress with the people, anxiety, because it's very common in a service customer, for instance. Okay. And then you said I have shifted my career to entrepreneurship. So I can mention how I can mention achievement, especially when you shift the career. So that's you decided to shift your career to entrepreneurship. So the achievements is like the achievement has to do with in terms of skills. What you do, I have, in my honest opinion, I have a lot of information about it, a lot of links about what you do in the medical hospital by looking for different achievements, and what entrepreneur is. Entrepreneur involves solving questions, solving skill, involves handling stress, handling anxiety, handling being empathic. That being empathic is vital in terms of dispense medications, putting the shoes of the people. The other one, we said solving problems. Solving problems when someone you say, I have all these medications, and you can say, well, I have not this medication, I have not this medication. So however, I'm going to put in contact with this company to give me my coordinator, supervisor, to give me the medication. I think in 2 weeks it will be here. So this is another way to solve a problem. All right. So don't diminish your self-esteem, or I would say self-esteem, or your self-view, because there are a lot of questions that you can find in this achievement. You wanted to show Hannah, think about some of them, and we can work together to find this achievement together. We can find them and help you to find this information, including your current, that this is the goal for this the course, for helping you put the example and try to work together for everybody to add this information. So it's time to go. So, we have things 20 minutes. I think it's enough to go to have a break. And in 20 minutes, I think so, we can retake this information and just explain the most important curriculum vitae for you, that this called the functional curriculum vitae. Questions so far? well, it's supposed to be that everything is fine. So in 20 minutes, okay, I will just show you 20 minutes for breaking, for half a break. And 12 o'clock, I think so.
Yeah, 11.
We come back.
I think, Anton, it's 11 o'clock, not 12.
Oh, sorry.
No.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry, it's 11 o'clock.
Mhm.
Okay. Perfect. At 11 o'clock, we retake the final approach of this curriculum vitae.
Mhm.
Thank you. I'm going to switch off my camera. So in 20 minutes, go to the coffee or whatever it is, or some issues you want to do. And in 20 minutes, we will come back. Thank you very much.